Welcome back to another episode of Unveiled Paths podcast, episode 13. I'm Beezus.
I'm D Welt.
How you feeling today, D-Wilt?
Good, man, good. Finally, glad to be back in the studio.
Glad to be back
I
in the
know
studio,
It's
dude.
been a minute.
It's been a
but
minute.
Life's been lifing.
Life has been lifing. This guy's life's been lifing and a little bit harder than mine, but
Yep.
we still here. We got my boy Avion in the studio today.
What's good, y'all?
How we doing, Avion?
I'm doing pretty good. Had a slow start to my morning, for real. I'm actually glad to be here. It's been like 3 years since I've done an interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the last time I did an interview, I was going by my government name, I guess.
What name are you going by?
Indytrap. Yeah.
Indytrap?
Indytrap.
I like it. I like it. Is that what you're going by now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to call you Indy then.
Yeah. That's cool.
We got my guy Indy in the studio. All right, so we're going to jump into it, man. So let's tell the people a little bit about yourself, where you're from, you know.
I'm originally from Grand Chain, Illinois. I pretty much have done music in Cape Girardeau like my whole entire career. I've been making music since, I would like to say, 2017. I really didn't start recording in Cape Girardeau till around like COVID hit.
Yeah.
Like, cause I mean, those days I was super hungry for real.
Yeah.
Like, back then I didn't have a license. I would literally, my sister was the only person for real that actually really fucked with my music like that. So like, when I didn't really have it like that, I'd come up the whole entire day. I'd just be hustling for real, and I
Yeah.
call my sister like, you want to take me over here to Cave. you know, I gotta be a rapper one of these days.
Yeah.
She do how much I I loved it for real.
Supporting your dream, basically.
But
You
the
know what I
thing
mean?
is, though, she give you a ride up here. She wouldn't give you the ride back.
Figure it out.
It always worked out, all but 2 times.
Yeah.
Which was crazy. Because the thing is, too, back then, I was just in a really bad part of my life for real. I didn't really have, I didn't really even have minutes on my phone.
Yeah.
So I was on, what's it called? What do they call that? I can't think of it.
Like a messaging app? Or?
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called,
I
though.
can't think of one. I know like the Google has one that you can just, you log into it with the email and then you can just text for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I used to have that for real. I didn't have no phone service, no Straight Talk, Verizon, T-Mobile, none of it. I get dropped off of town, and then what's it called? That's the thing. Everybody back then that I was working with, shout out to them for real because they was dealing with me. But I'll just pop up on your ass.
I mean, for real, bro, that's how I kind of like ran into you. Like, you just popped in town. I was like, who's this cat? And everybody, like, some people knew you, you know what I mean? You weren't going by Indy back then, but like, I was like, all right. And you was popping up. You started doing like the open mic
Like I
nights
said,
and stuff
Shakers,
like that.
yeah.
Yep. Shout out to Shakers, man. R.I.P. Shakers, too, for real. R.I.P.
Those
Shakers.
were
The
definitely
days.
times I missed.
Those were the days. Those were the days, bro.
Stuff of legend.
Woo! Not gonna get into that. So, man, what really inspired you to do music?
I mean, that is a long story, but I guess that's
We
what
got a little
we're
time.
here for.
Yeah, we got a little time.
So, I initially was into poetry first. So, like, this is all the way back in 5th grade. So, pretty much, I would just take my hand on just writing stuff in little notebooks here and there. I never took it seriously until I had an English teacher, and she had noticed like how advanced I was, like with my writing and stuff, and how far I could potentially take it.
Yeah.
Around that time, 5th grade, I remember there was a poetry contest that came by. My uncle, Donnie, he had just passed away. So the thing is, around that same time, my English teacher was noticing like how I was advancing as far as my writing, and she had asked me. She pretty much had gave me an ultimatum. She's like, if you don't take this test, she was finna do something. I don't remember what she said, but it was like an ultimatum.
Sounds like it was traumatized.
Yeah, she was just like, you better write this
Or else.
poetry.
What
So-
sparked you into poetry?
What?
What sparked your interest into doing poetry?
Reading. I was always like I hated reading, but I love reading at the same time. It was something that we had AR in school. So the thing is, I hated as a kid for real being, I don't know, like at the very back of the class. I always wanted to achieve for more, but at the same time, like I hated it. I really did, but I forced myself to do it. Now to the point that I'm an adult for real, like I'm kind of glad that I went through those stages of just not liking it because what's it called? It makes it a little bit easier now for real, just to choose to do it because I'm really learning reading. If anybody's an avid reader, it takes discipline to actually do it for real because you don't just you have to make time out of your day to actually pick up that book for real. So like back in 5th grade, I entered into that poetry contest, and then I won second place, which also pissed me off because the poem that actually beat me was like a haiku about apples. And I'm sitting here writing a memorial poem about my uncle that had just passed away. So it kind of hit me in some type of way. But at the same time, I looked at it. We all looked at it like we know who should have won that. But
You over here writing your ass off, and somebody beat you by writing about apples, bro.
and it's a haiku.
Yeah,
It's a haiku. It's 5 words.
Green.
Yeah,
They are
Apples.
apples. It is. I'm like, what?
I was pissed. I'm sitting here like, bruh. But then that's the thing. It was regional, so like all of Southern Illinois, all the schools, there were so many submissions, and like that's the thing. I got second place out of it. So looking back at that, that was cool. Then I noticed I graduated from Century High School. At the time, we didn't have any type of music. I mean, we didn't have any type of music programs at all. No electives, and like part of me wanted to change that. I was going around my school for real, handing out like a petition, trying to figure out who had interest in music, and I would bring these petitions back to the office until finally I got into the 7th grade, and they introduced choir. So also when I was growing up as a kid, I was always in the church choir. So like music, my love of music started when I was just a kid for real.
That's
Like
kind of what I was figuring.
my mom would have me in the back of the car. The albums I remember her always having in the car, she would play like Kanye West, College Dropout, Common, um, what else? Kid Cudi, like that first Man on the Moon for real. It got to the point like I would listen to Mary J. Blige, a whole bunch of Erica Badu. It got to the point when I was a kid, like those albums I remembered front and back.
Yeah.
Like really, when I wanted to hear a specific song on that album for real, I didn't even know the song name. I'd be like, play track 5.
I was like, play number 13.
That's something that younger generation will never know.
No.
Hit that track 5 for me.
See, man, I'm still like that to this day, man. Like I gotta hear the whole album, bro. I can't just hear like a song off of it or two, you know.
And that's the thing with new music and old music. There are some artists that still put they all into like an actual album for real, but like the old music, everything really. I'm just now noticing like everything was more tied together for real. Everything was more
It's thought out.
purposeful
Yes.
versus nowadays because
Man,
nowadays it's really
somebody just dropped an interview saying no, hold on. It was Tyrese. $1 million. I'm throw it out there. $1 million worth of game, bro. He was like, stop playing in the studio.
Yeah.
Bro, that is such a real statement because like nothing makes sense anymore. Nothing's
Yeah.
thought out. Nothing's actually put out there for a purpose, bro.
And that's why, I mean, I've been dropping at least a single a month for the past year or so. But the thing is, like, that's the reason why I haven't dropped a bulk project anymore. Because I look back at my old projects, they were cool, but at the same time, I don't feel like I've had that one project that's just, like, you listen to it, like, an example of a perfect album, or 2 perfect albums to me, as far as structure wise, and not only that message and how they literally like this song, the first song is gonna tie into the next song.
Yeah.
Like the two albums for real that I would say are perfect albums is first off, "Good Kid, Mad City" by Kendrick Lamar, just because how he separated each track with all the interludes at the very end of the songs, and then like I said, always been a big Kid Cudi fan, so that first "Men on the Moon" album,
That's a banger.
where he had Common for real come in and do like the interludes before his song. Everything was just structured right, and that album even had chapters to it, which is crazy.
Man, bring me back to a time that I don't need to be talking about.
I mean, that's something for real I even thought about before I even came in here, because it's just like, how far do I actually go back when I tell my story?
Yeah.
So being in that choir for real, my teacher, her name was Miss Miller. She used to do, when we were in there, it was strictly choir all the time. So like, she started doing these days. It started off like once a week. It was kind of like an open mic within choir. So that was the main thing that really kept me in choir. Was having that one day for real that you could actually do whatever you wanted to do. First off, I was just doing covers and stuff, and then like I was like, you know what? I'm creative. I could start writing my own songs, and literally that's what it was.
Seventh grade.
7th grade.
Man.
So like I started writing my own songs. I would perform them, get jittery, and I was so ass back then. I mean, but I first started, you know.
Did you get a lot of support from your family back then?
All my poetry back then, they knew I had the ability, but an issue with my writing back then, I'm a little kid, and what I would write about, everything that I would write about would be radical.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be really like
extreme.
Let me look at it like, bro, how old are you?
You're like, how old are you, dog?
Yeah, all the time, and I'm like, I'm just 6th grade.
Did your music teacher, did she inspire you to do that, or your choir teacher?
Not quite. She really gave me the area to actually start just messing around creating. It wasn't until high school. It wasn't until high school until I really got to putting everything really together. Yeah. So I mentioned the high school, but before high school though, because there's levels to it. I ended up doing the choir class, ended up converting over to theater. So the thing is, like, I remember the first time I tried out for theater, I did a play previous to that, but I was forced to by my grandma. And I ended up being just a background character. I hated that shit, bro. But the thing is, like, I remember when theater actually came to my school, because the first play I was ever in was like a community college thing. Like, I just came home one day and my grandma was like, I signed you up for this play. And I was like, fuck.
Damn.
I did not want to spend my whole summer going to these fucking tryouts. I did not want to do it. Not tryouts, but rehearsals and all that. And then, like, when theater hit the school, I remember I heard some of my friends actually saying they were gonna try out and stuff. So I did it as a joke. I tried out thinking I'm finna be a tree, because also I knew that theater was gonna be kind of like I'll get a break from school and everything like that. And I'm like, I could be a tree. I could do that. And then I performed the first time, like for the tryout and shit. Then I fuck around and get the lead role. And I'm just sitting there like, bruh.
He was too good. He was too good. He was too good. This boy acted his ass off.
Yeah.
No. But the thing is, what's it called? From theater, for real, I ended up going back every year. I love theater. But the second play that I ever was a part of, second play I ever did was, or technically it was third, was Aladdin. And part of my music journey for real kind of really hit right there, because when I did Aladdin, the opening night of doing that, my great grandmother had passed away the same day that we were supposed to do the opening night. So the thing is, it's just like we'd also sold out all them tickets.
Yeah.
And then, what's it called? My grandma, she had a ticket too. So the thing is, just imagine a sold out show, and then since she had bought a ticket, that one seat is just in there, just.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there before that show, just breaking down, trying to figure out how exactly I'm gonna get on that stage, and then somehow I managed to do it. I got through the whole entire show, but the whole entire night at that show, I'm just sitting there looking down at that chair for real, and I thought to myself, I made a promise to my grandma, like, no matter what, you go see me on a stage.
Yeah. You was performing for her.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, becoming an adult, I realized some of that. I mean, there's a positive side to that, and then there's also a negative side to that because, like, this is just one occurrence for real. It's a weird thing in my career. I've had plenty of friends that have passed away. Some of the last things they had told me for real is like, "You gonna make it one day," and shortly after that, that'd be like the last thing I hear from them. The next thing you know, they gone. So, I mean, some of that I took on myself as far as just like, as far as the negative side, like pressure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I got to make it out because that's what they wanted me to do. So, like, I really didn't figure out till I was like 23, like, life is really what you want to do. It's not what anybody else is putting on you. But when I first started off doing music, that's what really sparked everything for real. My grandma had passed away. I had another English teacher. It's something with my English teachers. I love my English teachers, bro. And she taught me how to do, what's it called? Can't remember. The iambic pentameter. She taught me iambic pentameter.
No clue what that is.
That changed. It's like the syllables in a sonnet and stuff like that. Okay. It's like being able to structure like your poetry and stuff. So like that's what really allowed me to actually start fine-tuning my writing for real. And then like once I learned that, because I literally would write songs, but I wouldn't have no instrumental in the back of it. I'd just be writing lyrics all the time. And then when I got that down, I could actually I actually could match it with the instrumental. And she would let me, for real, rap my songs in front of the class and stuff. Like, she was the GOAT, bro. She was the GOAT. And I really, to this day, I say that she really taught me how to rap, and she didn't even really know it. But from there, all my friends, I had noticed in my high school that all my friends, for real, were writing and stuff. And the thing is, my uncle, he always used to let me borrow his vehicle. Because back then, I had a vehicle of my own, but it wasn't going to make it that far. So the thing is, like, I remember talking to my cousin Xavier, and I was telling him how bad, because I wanted to record. This is around the age of 17, 16. I wanted to record. And then his brother-in-law owned a studio up in Murfreesboro. So Grand Chain to Murfreesboro, it's like an hour 15. So I'm sitting here, and I used to have a it was an old Silverado square body. It wasn't going to make it all the way up. So the thing is, I asked my uncle if he'd let me use his vehicle to drive up there. My uncle's always been pretty cheap. So the thing is, he's like, if you're going to take my vehicle all the way up there, I'm going to need the tank on full. Yeah. I need the oil full, transmission fluid full.
He want a full service.
The battery charge.
He want a full service. Just to borrow the whip, man.
And I'm like, damn. So like, there ain't no way I'm just going to be able to pay that. But, like, I needed a way to get to that studio because, like, that was the only thing that was keeping me functioning back then. And what's it called? I noticed all my friends in high school, they would write their shit. And then, like, I'd be, like, an antagonizer. I'd be like, y'all ain't better than me. Like they would come. We would do shit all the time for real. Just try to see really who had it like that.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, when everybody kind of got good, I'm like, for real, I know the studio up here in Murfreesboro, y'all just had to come in and we just split the cost for using the car and the studio time. And
Hey,
so
come together as a team.
every time first going to the studio in Murfreesboro, it would always be at least 4 of us in the car for real going all the way up there. And then what's it called?
How long of a ride was that?
About an hour and 15 minutes. But like all together, because I had to go pick everybody up, that's like
Yeah,
2 hours.
Yeah, let's say round trip.
Yep. The
Let's
whole
say-
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. And when it came down to it, we did that for about, I would say, year and a half. And then and my engineer at the time, his name was Mark Baldwin. He ended up, He ended up moving, or he had a business trip to go to Africa because he made bow ties and he had a clothing brand. So he ended up going to Ghana. And I remember one day, and I called him because he told me the last time I was recording with him, he was like, bro, I'll be back in a week. And I was like, all right. So I called him about a week after that.
He come back.
That nigga pulled a Dave Chappelle.
I knew it. I was like, he ain't come back.
I'm like, bro, you coming back over here? He's like, oh, this is nice. All
It's
this
nice.
shit, all
It's
this-
cheaper.
all the shit they say about Africa is not real.
Yeah.
Don't believe them.
Yeah.
I'm over here. I'm not coming back. I was pissed though because I'm like, bruh, there's nowhere else to record. So now I had to. That's that time period to where it's just like because I was around that time I had just graduated high school, so I was around 18. So for about 2-3 years, I'm taking the hard route. Like at the very first band lab on my phone for real. I'm like,
Hey, by any means.
I'm band lab for real before band lab even became commercial.
Yeah.
Like people didn't know about band lab back then for real. The shit that I was doing with it.
That's a little cheap app that you get on your phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
But that was before anybody knew about it.
Hey,
bro.
by any means. There's people still using that too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But now, that's the thing. They got it good nowadays. Because if I had the shit that they got right now, bro, the shit that I could have made back then would have been stupid. Because now you could connect. I done seen people connect the interface to their microphone just off of their phone.
Yeah.
Like, there's no excuse for anybody for real not to be able to make.
You can do anything with the iPhone nowadays, bro.
Not even just an iPhone, with an Android, with a phone, period.
Just
Like if
plug up that interface to it, then boom.
go crazy.
Man.
And that's the thing. Back then, when I had band lab, I would sneak out for real. But like I was doing the tougher route as far as going through band lab. And then one birthday, my mom bought me a laptop. She bought me a $25 mic off of what's called Amazon. And then I asked to use her computer speakers. So the quality got a little bit better, but it still was ass.
Still wasn't there.
Hot doo-doo garbage. I'm sitting there. And I remember too, like, used to have all my friends come down to my makeshift studio playing the hot doo-doo garbage. And they just be sitting there like,
You looking at it like, y'all so lame.
you got something here. And I'm like,
no.
it's a
Man, it's
banger.
crazy how that is, though. I hate to say it. Because to them, it might have been the best thing they ever heard. You know what I mean?
Really?
And like to you like, man, it could be so much,
So much
better.
better.
And it's crazy how we are, like, bro, like, I'll be working on content all the time. And I'm like, man, if I just did this little thing different. You know, then like my homeboy be like, no, that's cool, bro. I liked it. You know? Like,
Yeah.
it's wild. It's wild.
Everybody's their own worst critic.
Yep.
So pretty much I went from there. I started making my sister record me in the car, like rapping my songs. She used to hate doing that. I used to have to pay her $5-10 to actually sit down because I would always mess up. It'd be so many different takes. It'd be like my 11th take by the time we finally get it right. She in there. Some of the cars they have no AC in them, so shit, we in that bitch sweating.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'd have made you pay me too.
I'm like, think
I'd
about
have made him pay me too.
think about when I'm famous one. You know, shit. We look back at this like this ain't nothing.
That small time,
Yeah.
that small little investment to be where we are now. Like,
Shit, look, I paid you $5.
we came a long way.
But the thing is, from doing that, like one of my videos, my Uncle Greg pretty much had saw one of the videos. He's also an artist by the name. He go by the name. Everybody know him by Cap'n Crunk. He's from Sykeston, but now he.
I know who you're talking about. That's
now,
your uncle?
Yeah, he go by Cap G. Now.
What?
Yeah.
I grew up with this man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So the thing is, what's it called?
Cause he been doing music for
a minute.
Yeah. He been doing music since we was in school.
That's crazy.
Like he wasn't really like doing it then. Like he had it, but he wasn't really like pushing it. Let me say.
Yeah.
But like once we got graduated and stuff like that, like got into college, like he started
going hard.
Yeah, he started going hard, dropping music videos. I'm like, this dude really out here doing it like that.
And that's the crazy thing because like how fast everything really went.
Yeah.
All it took was for him to hear one of them songs that I recorded and put it on Facebook. And he was like, I got an engineer up here named Dredadon. And Dredadon is like a really big name as far as my career because like literally I'd say 3/4 of my catalog, that's who engineered almost all of it for real.
Yeah.
So what's it called? I started coming up here. He had introduced me with Dre Don, and then we had pretty much he made me for real record that one song that he heard because like I gotta hear that on wax. So that song was "Angels in Hell," and after that, for real, I started just coming up there any chance I could get for real, and I put out my first EP by the end of that summer for real. Like I said, when I first started for real, I didn't have no phone. I didn't have no ways of transportation.
Were you working or like?
I was working. And the thing is, like, I mean, back then I was working, but I wasn't working. I wasn't employed.
Okay. So you was risking it all to gain it all at that case. So I see. I get you.
But eventually, I got my shit together because that's when my other uncle came in, RP, and that's where I got my name, Indytrap. My other uncle, before he had passed away for real, he had given me, like, he had started a label because he had 2 label switches before he had passed away. He went from Indytrap House, so that's where I get my name. And the other label was, I think, ETO, Even the Odds. That's what ETO stood for. So those were his 2 business names for. And he was planning on, when he had Indie Trap House, he was actually planning on signing me to that label. But the thing is, what's it called? He had a lot going on. So before he had passed away, he had really gave it some thought. I really feel like he gave it some thought himself. It was just like, nah, I can't let all the stuff that I got going on in my life get to
that point.
Yeah, his life. So thing is, like, when he passed away, I was literally in the studio when I got the news that he had passed away. The song that I was recording at the time is called The Matrix. And literally we had just got that song done, and I'm hearing that for the first time. And that song, back then, that song really meant something to me. So, like, right when I was about to hear that song back for the first time, I got the phone call saying that he had passed away. And then just in that moment, I knew it made me feel like is just like, even from my past, like, this is what I need to be doing. Like, from that point in my life, for real, it became not even just a hobby anymore. Like, it was just, this is...
Like, you felt like you was on your actual purpose. Like, that was what you're meant to
do.
Yeah.
So, I took Indytrap, took the house out of Indytrap House, then, because I originally went by my government name first off, when I met you when I was performing at Shakers,
Yeah.
it really all started because what's it called? I was on DistroKid for real, and then I didn't pay one of my subscriptions. And then the thing is, I try to go back and try to still drop music underneath my government name. It wouldn't let me do it. And I'm sitting here like, bruh, I done paid you again for this shit. So I'm like, then I had maybe come up with a whole nother name. So I'm sitting here like, my uncle, I mean, he gave me permission to use his shit. So like,
You can't use your own government name. Ain't even yours no more, boy. They ain't talking from you. Dang. That's wild. That's wild. I ought to be hot, bro.
I was.
Steam and email.
Oh my God. Give me my name back.
It hit a little different. It hit a little different, bro.
That's the thing that pisses me off to this day. Even after changing my name to Indytrap, for real, or my music name to Indytrap, my name still pops up underneath my government name. Like when you search my music. So like there's certain songs that will just pop up under Indytrap, and then there's certain songs. I could drop a song today, and sometimes it would only be under Avion Woodfield. So it's just like sometimes
It's just not bad. And there's a lot of artists that have like alternate, you know what I'm saying?
aliases,
Yeah,
but
accounts, aliases, like, you know.
yeah.
It works out. It works out.
But at the end of the day, for real, I really wish I would have just stuck to one. I should have never went with my government name because
I like that with your government, man, bro. It fits you. It fits you. Let me say.
I mean, it does in a way, but at the same time, when I really started learning the business side of music for real, like if anybody wanted to sue me, they sued me.
Yeah.
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 Versus having that alias for real, be like,
I don't know who you talking about.
I don't know who the one that is.
Indy?
Hang on, let me go find him real quick.
That's not me.
Hold.
That's not me at all.
Hello. I'm joking.
But as far as that goes, though, I started my own label for real before.
I kind of saw that.
Yeah.
How's that process been for you? Therapeutic?
I mean, not anymore. That's already
Okay.
gone and over with. Those shaker days.
Yeah.
But the thing is, beforehand, what's it called? The process of all that was because starting off at the point where I actually changed my name to Indytrap. By the way, I said I was going to shout him out for real. Shout out to Josh. He'd be mad if I didn't shout him out. I don't even think he'd be mad. But at the same time, it's just like it would be wrong of me not to shout out Josh because Josh has always been...
Josh, make sure you like this video.
been right there, bro. From high school, everything. But at the same time, like, after my uncle had passed away and I really started looking at everything serious, I remember I met somebody by the name of James Davis, and at the time, I mean, still to this day, he stayed in Cairo. So I started recording with him, and then I used to start talking about, for real, like, how hard it is. We used to talk about how hard it is to really make it out of this area, for real. But not only how hard it is to make it out of this area, but like how much talent for real do we really have here? How much people really look at and be like, bro.
It's because it's hard to make it out. We got so much talent, it just stays in the pool.
But it's ain't that's the biggest problem with it. Like I have my own opinions when it comes down to people for real. I mean, like what people's problems are around here.
Yeah.
But I try my best to not be a critic and like.
I don't think you're alone in that. And I don't really think of it as like criticism. I just think of it as your opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you ain't sitting here trying to tell people what to change, like little nitpicks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, there's similarities in that thought because we all see it. Me and him sitting here trying to do a whole thing with this and like, you know what I mean? Like it's a process here versus if we were in California. You know what I mean? Like it'd be a lot different if we were like in Atlanta. Yeah. So you know, now you right.
And so before I started that label, the idea was just like, bro, I just really wanted to go, and I wanted the label that I put together. It was called We Are Us. I still drop music underneath that label name, by the way. It's just me. So we are us. Like the whole idea of that for real is like I wanted to get. I didn't really want like a group that people could put a label on. I didn't want to have like just one sound at all for real. Cause I'm like, if you listen to my music, I hate making the same sound over and over again. I hate being that artist for real.
Every
Like
song
a the
sounds the
baby
same.
or a little
Yeah.
baby. Like
Yeah.
you hear like once you hear that or it's
Every song's the same.
the same. Like it's if it's not the same song, it's just like the way their voice is
Yeah.
structured.
Yeah.
I'm all over the place. So it's just like that's how I really wanted to do my label. Like I wanted to and then let them know as well, like you have the complete utter freedom to do whatever you want. Like when it come down to dropping music for real, I wasn't the type of person for real to where you had to be like, oh, I got this single I want to put out tomorrow. Can I put it out? Nobody ever had to do that with me for real. I just be like, drop that shit. Drop that shit.
Put that shit out.
And the only issue they had with me is like when they did drop the shit.
Yeah.
I would just be like, bruh, consistency.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like why my label fell apart. Because throughout the years, um, it's kind of touchy, but at the same time, it's just like I was overstepping my boundaries. Like, for an example, an example is like I had a job at that time. I was only making $500 in 2 weeks. So the thing is, I would drive Paducah to Carbondale, the Cape by the end of the night at Shakers to do an open mic night that had no idea for real I was going to get a show at. And the thing is, by the time I got off that stage for real, I had to go into work. I couldn't even hear like what people had to think about my performance or none of that. Like I had to go into work. I was just doing it for real, it was practice for me. But at the same time, but to know I started out in Grand Chain, Illinois, drove 45 minutes to Paducah, drove from Paducah to Carbondale. When I'm doing in these different towns, networking and trying to figure out places that I can get a show. And like just doing that over and over again, and only off of $500 every 2 weeks, like, and just watching people make excuses, and I can't really blame it all on that. It's just because life happens. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I look back at because I don't want to be the person that's just sitting there thinking like, oh, it's their fault.
They couldn't do it.
They weren't consistent enough. Like, no, because life actually does happen, and I understand that. But I understood what I was doing at that time.
Yeah. You saw yourself grinding. You like, why ain't they grinding as hard as I am?
Yeah, because the shit that I really had to go through and went through on them in those days, bro.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that wouldn't. I look at a lot of people nowadays based on those days when I had fucking nothing and just like, bro.
That was your discipline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what sharpened you to get to where you needed to be.
Yeah. And when it came down to it, like, that's really. It's different for me now because I just entered fatherhood, so it's just like
I said we had a whole different side. Like you working a steady job now,
and it's just like
got a kid
coming back to the house every day for real. It's her. It's no more for real. I gotta go work on this mixtape. It's her.
So saying that, how does fatherhood look for you? You know,
fatherhood. I enjoy it. It's really different for me. I'm still getting used to it because it's just like there's a lot of the times I feel like I'm really way too hard on myself. Like I'm one of those fathers for real that just thinks I can be doing more all the time. Like I come back to the house and the main emotion I feel is pressure. Like if I don't keep doing this, then all this could go down the drain.
Yeah.
And like that's the feeling. I'm working on that emotionally. And
you're still new to it, so you'll get used
to that.
It don't go away. It don't go away. I can always be making more. I can take care of them better. Like I can, yeah.
But the thing is, in the same sentence, what I'm also working on and what my daughter has really showed me a lot is just like, first off, the meaning of life and being present in life. Because the thing is, I could be sitting here and, like I just said, I think about the stresses of life, like when all the time, anytime that I come back in from work and I see her and my girl sleeping, like I'm like, bruh, I gotta pay these bills so this can keep happening.
Yeah.
But like in that same sentence though, it reminds me like of being completely present and
Yeah.
just and being grateful for what's in front of me and what I'm able to do for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the blessing within it right there, you know. Like you said, being able to walk in and see your girl and your baby.
Yeah.
You're like, man, beautiful picture.
And it's
Now
different.
let me go pay these bills. Hey, bro, I'm telling you, man.
It is different, man, because in the same sentence, man, like beforehand, I was just do things. I literally first whim I was just off doing it. And
Man, I think
nowadays,
back to back when before me and my kid's mother had kids, bro, like when we was actually together, we'd spend like $80 on a Tuesday for like dinner.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Ordering out, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? 3 courses for me and her both. We don't even eat all of it. You know what I mean? Like put
Yeah.
half of it in the fridge just so it go bad.
Yeah.
To think about doing that now,
Crazy.
sickening. Like, you know, it's just wild how like times change and how you said like I used to just do wild stuff for no reason. Just because I could.
Impulse.
yeah, big impulse, but it's just wild, man. But
And-
like kids will mature you to that point to where you like every dollar, everything is,
Yeah.
you know, it has to be spent for them. It has to be taken care of for them.
And not only that, it's just like it gives you a chance for a second thought. That's the thing. Like, cause like we just said, I would literally just first thought that I had, I would act on it.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I had my daughter, after I had my daughter, especially, still working on it, but at the same time, it's been very apparent. Like even when I spend money for real, before I spend my money on something for real, the first thing I think of is like, my daughter got diapers.
Yeah,
Does she got food?
yeah.
And then like personal life decisions for real. It's just like, I mean, how? I mean, is this gonna look good on them?
Yeah.
How is this gonna? Does
How
this
is
make
this
me
gonna affect them?
selfish?
Yeah.
Like it. That's what I really love about fatherhood. It really just makes me understand that there's so much more than just myself, and I actually represent something. Like
You head of your house.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's the difference between being a father and a daddy. You know?
yeah.
So, hey.
That's
Sounds
real.
like you done became a man.
Yeah.
Love that. I love that for you. Love that for you. Man.
But over the time, though, after the label, I built my own studio. I moved up here to Cape. Uh, since I've been up here for real, when I first moved up here, I made a lot of dumb mistakes. Like I really had to learn. First off, like people back in the day, they originally know me from the bars, strictly the bars. Nowadays, you will never catch me at a bar. Ever. Like, ever.
Felt, bro.
At the same time, it's just like, just to see the growth as far as just like where I used to be at when I first moved to this town, and now it's still mind-boggling to me to know the stuff that I've accomplished. Like, because as far as right now, like all the stuff that I ever did for real, I still drive that same Ford Ranger for real that I've had. Like, I don't make a lot of money, but the thing is, it's just like what I pay attention to the most, what people really don't look at, is how my money gets managed to do the things that I've wanted to do.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like, with anybody out there that's making music, I want them to really, if there's anything that I've really had to say to them for real, is first off, on the creative side of things, stop making music for other people.
Yeah.
Don't make music for other people. Make what you want to hear. Because at the end of the day, if you can't take your song and listen to it yourself and enjoy it for real, what's the purpose for you even doing anything for if you don't even like what you're doing?
Right.
Facts.
Second off, understand for real, when it comes down to music, for real, there's two sides of it. There's the creative side, then there's the business side. So when it comes down to those two things, there's a very thin line in between both of those. Some artists, for real, like, they'll take that business side for real, and that's the only thing that they're thinking about the whole entire time. They forget about the fun and all of it.
Yeah.
Like,
How's this song gonna make me money? How's this song
gonna
gonna make me money?
money.
How's this song gonna make me money?
And then that makes it no fun no more because now
Becomes a business.
it's supposed to be
It's
what you
work.
like to do and a job. And like for real, if it's something that you came into, liking to do, never take that business side too far. Cause like one of my biggest, how do I s- I wouldn't say role models, but influencers is Rick Rubin. Like as far as like my philosophy of making music, because like when Rick Rubin started out and before they created Def Jam for real, before they created Def Jam, he had noticed for real the record labels out there. Like first off, what type of business do you think a record label is a part of?
Like type.
Type of what business
I
would
think
be a
it'd be
record label?
wouldn't it be a commercial business?
Mm-mm.
No.
A record label would be in the banking business.
Okay.
Because if you think about it,
It's all investment.
they give you a loan,
Yeah.
and then the artist has to pay back the loan. So the thing is, Def Jam was founded off the idea, I'm not going to be, I'm not going into the banking business. I'm going into the music business. So, like, as far as my philosophy when it comes to music, that's how I feel about everything that I do. I'm in it to make good music. I'm in it to, all my career for real, if I feature with anybody for real, it's somebody that I really think has talent.
Fit your brand, basically.
Not even just fitting my brand, it's
Yeah.
somebody for real that I done seen like work their ass off.
Okay.
And like I really feel like if there's anybody if I've collaborated with you at all, I really feel like you this not to put myself on like a huge pedestal, but at the same time it's just like I really feel like you deserve it. And I
Yeah.
feel like I deserve it because I know the work that you done put in for
Yeah.
real to even
Yeah.
make me notice and for you to notice me. So like that's the thing when it comes down to that. If you're an artist from around here, literally fuck the business side, do what you like to do, humble yourself into your craft for real, and just stay consistent. Don't give up because you see everybody for real falling off and just doing the most. Stay doing it for real. Cause like I used to be in the studio like every 3 days. Now that I'm a father for real, I don't get to do that no more. At the same time, I still find at least one time a month to actually sit around and either fuck with my shit or go to the studio myself.
Yeah.
But what matters is you just keep one foot forward and stay at it for real.
Yeah.
Don't let the world tell you what to do or how to create.
He said it himself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very good.
Said it himself, man. D, you got any questions for him?
Yeah. Do you see yourself getting back into it more so than what you are now?
Yes. Mainly, I'm waiting for my daughter to get older.
Get older.
Like,
What's
'cause
your ideal? Like, how much involved do you want to get back into it once she gets to a certain age?
I want to really for Like I like to say I've given this a lot of thought. But the thing is, like all the thought that I put behind it is unrealistic because I don't know how life is gonna really turn out. At the same time, I got to thinking I don't want to be like a Jay-Z or Eminem or anybody like that. Like old as shit rapping still. Fuck that. No. Like I'd rather for real. I'd take my W for real and live in those glory days, then be okay with not going any further than that. Because I understand for real, with a lot of people, everybody has a rise. What goes up, it's gotta go down.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get addicted to, because I done seen, when it comes down to music, I don't really, I do believe in like that Illuminati shit. But at the same time, I don't believe in it to an extent because it's kind of just universal laws. You go, everybody, the higher that you get for real, it's more people you finna lose, more money you finna lose. You risking, more you chase that high of being it for real, like,
Turns into something that
yeah.
not really worth it.
So it's just like, just watching, and this isn't everybody's careers that I've watched. Like, there's not one person that's had it good for forever.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it's just like taking that knowledge and converting that into wisdom into myself. As far as like, if I ever caught a break for real, I would live in those glory days just for while I got them. But then the moment for real to where that decline really starts, I stop. The only reason why I really want to hit that though is first off is to show my daughter like, look, I made my dream come true. You could do it. Not even just my daughter, just my family, my friends. Like I made that shit come true. But at the end of the day, it's just like I don't want to be like, this is the only thing that really matters in life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where people really get life fucked up. They sit here and think the accolades and shit make them. They sit here and think for real, the popularity, the attention that they getting is making them. No, that don't make you at all for real. It's literally what's it called? A discipline. It's your value in your family. It's how you look at God. Really how you treat your neighbor for real.
Yeah.
That's the shit at the end of the day that's gonna matter.
Right.
Because the day that things really matter, to be completely honest, is your funeral. Because that's the testimony of everything.
Do you see yourself? Do you see yourself all like continuously making music for the rest of your life, or do you see that kind of fading out and then going into producing and allowing the outlet for these younger guys to come up?
I've always wanted to. I want to stay creative. Like that's the thing. Like as far as doing it to actually get my name out there for real. Like I said, that's eventually gonna come to a standstill. But after that, I see myself always being faceted in music. I've always told myself, even if rap doesn't work out for me, let's say I don't get my name out there for real, like I am completely fine with just being a part of music and seeing what other people could do with their music and somehow being involved in it in some type of way. Like,
You could
and
still engineer all that stuff. You could still write and do everything, and then just allow someone else's voice to portray
and
your vision.
and to be honest, for real, that's where the real money really is.
Yeah. Yeah.
The real money is like most of the real money is out of the spotlight because at the end of the day, the artists we get fucked from streams to having to pay for everything, have to
Yeah.
wear all the shoes for real. Like
Whose catalog it is, like,
that's the
And
thing.
then you behind the scenes, and you're collecting them royalties because they're using your stuff.
and you writing another song for somebody else somewhere
I
else.
envy. I was talking to somebody the other day, and I told them I envy for real the artists that grew up in the mixtape eras and shit like
man.
that. The reason why I'm gonna break it down, like literally, when it come down to the mixtape era, you had to make like solid connection. Like your fans were people that most likely one of your homies or you personally have walked up to and be like, "Look, I got this CD. free.
Yeah.
$5,
Yeah.
whatever. But at the same time, let's say you sold that CD for real. That's a fucking record sale. You know what? I
Yeah.
mean, that's selling a hardcover right
Yeah.
off the top. That's $5.
Yeah.
Thing is, we got all that taken away from us for real. Like, you really have to go through a distribution company to get those CDs into the stores for that. And people don't have CD players no more. They're going to stream it.
Yeah.
And that's worth, like, I mean, it just went up on Spotify, but at the same time, that's still less than
Pennies
a
to a
penny.
dollar. Yeah.
See, that's what I was curious about because I thought about it the other day too. I was like, the exact same thought. You know, we used to have CD stores, and that's how they would make their money and do that stuff because people would actually go in and buy that stuff. So how does that, when you upload it to a streaming service and go through the distributor, how do you make money off that? Is it per person that streams it, or
it's streaming, and then like they got some shit to where it's just like, let's say somebody uses it on their content on TikTok or Facebook, but it's stupid. Like my distribution service is stupid because like just to get that feature, I gotta pay for that feature per song. So like I have to pay $4.29 if you use. I mean to get the money back from you using my music on your video, which is so stupid.
Spend
That's
money
wild.
to make
Money.
money on what I made.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
so stupid. So when it comes down to and then another side of things for real, I don't remember the artist in particular, but like most of this for real. I mean, most of this comes from an interview that I watched when he broke down like the fact when everybody was just had the vinyls and shit. Like it was a different feeling for them to actually take the vinyl out for real after they made it, and like first off, vinyls are dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference between a vinyl and an album. Like, when you get it, it's something about just holding one, bro. Like, I love it for real. Walking in the record stores. And, like, he described the feeling. It's just like when you see that, and even having CDs, but vinyls are a little bit different because there's just some type of magic that revolves around them. Like, it made you really feel like whatever you made was purposeful.
Yeah.
Like it's in physical form in front of you versus like now your music just it's in
Out
the
there.
air.
Out there. It's
Yeah.
just out there, wherever.
Yeah, and then you have to for real work.
But that to me, like my biggest problem with it is like it takes, like I said, like you said earlier, I like to listen to albums, like full albums. If like a new album comes out, I'm listening to start to finish. It takes away from that because then you hear about, oh, this song's good on this album, so they go listen to that one song, but not this song. Like this song right here is actually a banger, but nobody will ever know until like a person like myself puts it out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the one thing I hate about it.
Versus the days where you had like a 6-disc CD changer for
And
real.
you listen to every song on every CD, and you go back to the top and you listen to them again. Like,
that's another thing too with the records and going to the CD store and buying those. You were paying for all the songs on there. Now you can go on Apple and just get the song.
yeah.
And the
For like
creators not getting anything towards any of the other stuff.
You don't make nothing for that whole catalog you made. Yeah, you got something for this one, but like I made this whole thing right here that nobody's looking at.
Yeah.
You know, like.
And that's why, like I said, I don't necessarily look at coming or like really being out there like that like as a priority because people making the real money are independent.
Yeah.
Because at the very end of the day, like what's happening when it come down to the record labels, unless you've already paid them back your loan, if you've been in good standing with them for years, you're getting fucked every single time.
And this new generation nowadays ain't good like that.
No.
Unless they're independent.
No. I mean, the difference between back then and now, too, is just like what people don't understand is like the reason why ass music for real is popular nowadays, and I get into whole arguments with people about this. It's just like the only reason why that shit is out there for real like that and that person is relevant is because they're really good at business.
Yeah.
And people don't see like
that, or they understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can understand social media, the internet, you know what I mean, and know how to make it.
That's like, to me, I can't stand like a Bad Bobby or Barbie, wherever.
Bad
However,
Barbie, yeah.
I can't stand.
Georgiana.
I can't stand. What's it called? Let me think. It's somebody that's making music.
You talking about them TikTok?
Like a 6ix9ine or somebody like that, bro. But like the wave that they came in, bro, it's just they understand if it's negative attention for real, it's still
It's still
attention.
attention.
Mhm.
So another thing is they still got off their ass for real. They still push their music just like everybody else for real.
Saw that people was hating on it, and then they continued to do that.
Do it.
You know?
And so at the very end of the day, you can hate on it all you want to, but that person is still better at business than you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never even thought of it in that aspect of those creators and songwriters and everything. Whenever they make that type of music and it's just trash, I never put it into perspective that
So with a
the
lot
business side is what's
what's actually
projecting
Yeah.
them. Yeah,
So a lot of those artists like that become just personality types.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You watch like their personal skits and stuff like that.
What's blowing people up nowadays?
TikTok.
Short form.
A minute,
content.
10 seconds. You
Like,
know?
that's where most of our stuff comes from on
Mhm.
YouTube. Is our shorts that we got.
Yep.
It is easier to be an artist than
In
it
tune and
ever has.
you feel like you fully submerge yourself in that, content or music or whatever it is in that little bit of time. Like you feel like you actually have connected to it.
Yeah.
And then you're on to the next one. You know?
Mhm.
That's the thing. I had a conversation with my other uncle. I have a lot of
You got a lot of,
uncles.
you've been talking about 3 uncles.
Got
Three
a lot
different
of
uncles.
uncles.
This uncle was in the military.
You got any
and-
ants?
Yeah, and what's it called?
He got it.
funny.
He got it.
What's it called? This uncle was in the military and he was on tour, I think in Baghdad, and they finally let him join the music branch in the military. While he was on the music branch, he got to go around the country DJing. When the MTV era just started for real, he got to actually open up for 50 Cent, like
what's
G
up.
Unit.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what's up.
wow.
Like, he was doing the damn
That's what's up.
thing. But the thing is, like, he's on the gospel tip now. Like, not try to make music with him, but at the same time, I've always wanted to make music with him. But the thing is, it's just like I'm not to that little gray area to where it's just like everything. I could just sit there and just mention Jesus and everything. I'm not.
It's a little bit harder to make gospel music.
Yeah, because there's this. I don't know. Anybody for real, if you're religious at all for real, anybody could do it. You could do it no matter what state
I feel
of
you.
mind you're in for real, where you're at as far as in your religion.
Yeah.
It's just doing it. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't know what's kept me from making music with him. But at the same time, just talking to him when he used to be in those days for real, one thing he had told me that stood out the most is just like, yes, I was on MTV. Yes, I opened up for G Unit. At the end of the day, for real, all that was me getting that experience. I got to say hi, hello to them and backstage for real. At the end of the night, I got in my car. They got into their car. We went home.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, I got paid a little bit of bread. They got paid a little bit of bread. But at the same time, that's just a memory. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Compared to, because this happened when he's in his 20s, he's in his 40s now.
Yeah.
It's just like all I have now that I'm 40
Memory.
is a memory. So at the end of the day, yes, like it is cool to have that memory.
No, that is.
Yeah.
That is.
But the real thing that matters is just like you still got light. You still got lights to pay for. You still got electric to pay
House
for.
of Eve.
I mean, that hit me because I'm sitting here like, bruh, there's so much. There's so many times where I even think about, bruh, like I really do need to work more and stuff, being a father and shit. But then
You ain't delusional. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ain't lost in it. Like, oh, no, I got to do it. It's going to make it. I'm going to make it.
Yeah.
Tomorrow might be the day. Like, you ain't out here fiending for, to
that
drop
makes-
a song.
anytime I think like that, make me feel like a crackhead. It really do.
That's a problem. You know what I mean? And that's a problem, bro.
And he was the person that really made me step out of that mode. because I remember when my girl was pregnant with my daughter. Like, to me, that was like make or break it time. Her whole pregnancy, I'm like, there ain't gonna be no other time. Like, I'm gonna be able to just sit down and do this much shit for real. So I was wilded while she was pregnant. Not wilded, but like making music any
Busting.
chance I get. Like, I've been in my truck for some reason, like my favorite riding spot is my truck. I just sit outside and just.
That's what's up.
I got a Bluetooth speaker. My radio don't work in my truck. It ain't worked since I got it for real. So like most of the songs that you hear, the process behind them
He said, "Been rolling the truck."
is literally a
On
Bluetooth speaker right next to me, and I'm just sitting here. It's just all night for real.
That's lit, bro.
And then I go to the studio, lay it down.
That's lit. Damn.
Hell
You gotta have shit to actually be creative, man.
It's all about the grind, consistency, hustle, and the drive.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Well, Avion, I appreciate it. Damn, bro, see, I done fucked up your shit. Well, Indy, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Indytrap, ABI, don't matter.
Indytrap, bro. I like
Good to meet you,
Indytrap,
Indytrap.
bro. Yeah, I like it, man. You got shameless plug you want to throw in, you know, where people can come find you?
It's Indytrap or Avion Winfield on all all platforms.
All platforms.
You can
That are
Google
going
me.
platinum.
Yeah. Nah, not platinum, diamond.
Oh, hey, he made a
And
good
then I'ma
point.
st-
there.
I'ma
That is
stop.
that is the good. Hey, that is the goal, man. That is the goal. Like we said, man, we appreciate you for coming in, man.
Nah, I appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Yes, sir. And we appreciate you guys for watching another episode of Unveiled Paths podcast. It has been a pleasure to be here. I want you guys to like, comment, subscribe, share, and then watch the video again and comment. Appreciate you.
This is real people, real paths. This is Indytrap's story.
Peace.
Peace.